In this tutorial, I'll speak about the following Hibernate concepts. First, the concept of association in OOPS. What does it mean by association in OOPS and how to write Java class with respect to association. Second, I'll talk about association mapping concepts in Hibernate. The main concept of this tutorial is how to do association mapping in Hibernate. We are going to write some code for one-to-many association, many-to-many association, and one-to-one association. As usual, I'm not going to write any code. I'm going to auto-generate the code. Finally, we'll look at some association-related properties like lazy loading, fetching, cascading, and inverse. To start with, we'll start with the concept of association in OOPS. After briefly discussing the association concept of OOPS, we'll start with association mapping in Hibernate. How to perform association mapping in Hibernate. We'll generate the code for one-to-many, many-to-many, and one-to-one. First, the concept of association in OOPS. OOPS stands for Object-Oriented Programming. Object-oriented programming is all about objects and their relationships. Object-oriented programming is all about objects and their relationships. Any system is nothing but objects and their relationships. There is nothing in this world other than objects and their relationships. Say for example, you take the case of a car. The car is nothing but the steering object related to the engine object object related to the axle object object related to the wheel object. So the car is nothing but the steering related to the engine related to the axle related to the wheel, and then we have the body object. We have a driver relates to the car, and then we have few travelers. So the car as a system is nothing but objects and their relationships. The driver object relate with the car and the car moves. So any system is nothing but objects and their relationships. There are many type of relationships. To be more specific, right now I'm talking about has a relationship. Association means has a relationship. So when I talk about association in OOPS, I'm talking about has a relationship. The car has a steering. The car has the engine. The car has wheels. The car has driver, and the car has travelers. So it is called as has a relationship. In Java, if one class make a reference to another class, that is called as association. In Java, if one class make a reference to another class, then it is called as association. As of now, I have two classes, a car class and a driver class. We have a car class and we have a driver class. Right now, there is no relationship between car and driver. To make association relationship, you make a reference to the driver from car. Right now I say car has a relationship with driver. Car has a relationship with driver. It is called as association. It is a unidirectional association because relationship is known only from one direction. From the car direction, we know that it is related to driver. From the driver direction, we do not know any relationships. That is why you call it as a unidirectional relationship. Now I talk about the relationship of the car with the wheel. The car is associated with one driver as per this code. Now I say that the car is associated with not just one wheel, it's associated with a collection of wheels. The car is associated with many wheels. This is also a unidirectional relationship because the relationship is known only from one end. The relationship is known only from one end. Next I talk about the relationship of a car with the travelers. I say that the car is associated with many travelers. Car is associated with a single driver, a collection of wheels, and a collection of travelers. The relationships are all unidirectional because it is known only from one end. From the other end, there is no relationship. Right now, this relationship is a one-to-one relationship. This relationship is a one-to-many relationship. And this relationship is again a one-to-many relationship. Now I make a reference from the other direction also. I say that this driver drives only this particular car. I say that this driver drives only this particular car. So it is one-to-one and one-to-one from both ends. It is one-to-one, one-to-one from both ends. Now talking about the wheel, the car is associated with many wheels. The car is associated with many wheels. But one wheel is associated with only a particular car. One car is associated with four wheels or many wheels. One wheel is associated only with one car. So it is one-to-many association from the car direction and one-to-one association from the wheel direction. Now I'll talk about the relationship of the traveler. I say that one traveler may travel in many cars. One car carries many travelers. Also I say that a traveler may travel in any car. It is one to many and one to many from both directions. One car carries many travelers. One traveler travels in many cars or any car. It is one to many and one to many from both ends. We have many type of associations as we have seen. This is called as the multiplicity property of association. We have one-to-one association, one-to-many association. The same one-to-many association can also be called as many-to-one association. If you look from the other direction, the same one-to-many association can also be called as many-to-one association. If you look from the other direction, and then we have the many-to-many association. So we have one-to-one association, one-to-many association, many-to-one association, and many-to-many association. So the final point is, if one class make a reference to another class, then we call it as association. If one class make a reference to another class, we call it as association. Object-oriented program is all about association. Without association, you cannot create any system. Object-oriented program is all about association. Without association, you cannot create any system. Next, I'll speak about the association mapping concepts in Hibernate. The association mapping concepts in Hibernate. Association is a concept which is there both in OOPS and RDBMS. Object-oriented programming is all about objects and relationships. RDBMS is all about tables and relationships. RDBMS is also all about tables and relationships. In OOPS, association is nothing but one class making a reference to another class. As I shown in the example before some time, OOPS is all about objects and relationships, one class making a reference to another class. That's how you make association in OOPS. Say for example, we have a project class which is having a reference to worker, a collection of workers. We have a project class which is a reference to worker, a collection of workers. And the worker also has a reference to the project. If one class making a reference to another class, then we say that it's association in OOPS. Association is there in RDBMS also. You call it as relationships. Relational database management system is all about tables and relationships. Here you create foreign key relationships. Foreign key is nothing but a column in one table. The data for that will come from primary key of another table. To create relationships in database, you have to create a foreign key between two tables. So we have two tables. Table 1 has got a primary key, and then we have table 2 which also has a primary key. To create a relationship, you should mark one of the column in the second table as a foreign key column and make a relationship with the primary key of another table. A foreign key is nothing but a column in one table. The data for that will come from primary key of another table. A column in one table, the data for that will come from primary key of another table. This is called as the foreign key column. A column in one table, data for that will come from primary key of another table. This is how you create association or relationships in RDBMS. Association can be one-to-many association, one-to-one association, or many-to-many association. Now I'm going to show some examples. As usual, I'm going to auto-generate the code. I'm not going to write any code. To start with, I'll be starting with one-to-many code generation. Later, I'll be generating code for many-to-many. First, I'll generate the code for one-to-many example. I'll take the relationship between the project and worker. I'm taking the relationship between the project and worker. The project table has two columns, project ID and project name. The project table has got two columns, project ID and project name. The worker table has got two columns, worker ID, worker name, worker ID, worker name. Right now there is no relationship between project and worker. If you want to create a relationship between two columns, you must create an additional column. I create an additional column called as project FK, project foreign key, in the worker table. To create a relationship between two tables, you must create a foreign key column. You must make a relationship. I say that project fk is the foreign key column. Data for that will come from the primary key of another table. Proj fk is the foreign key column. Data for that will come from the primary key of another table. All you have to do is just create the two tables properly. This is a one-to-many relationship. One project has many workers. Hence we call it as one-to-many relationship. Proj fk is the foreign key column marking the relationship. To generate the code, you just create the tables with primary key foreign key relationship and then do the reverse engineering. So only thing what you should do is to create the two tables properly. Then we can go to the reverse engineering wizard and auto generate the code for the project Pojo, for the worker Pojo, and the project mapping file and the worker mapping file. Other than the two tables, we need the two Pojos and the two mapping files which can be auto generated. I insert data into the project table, say project ID and project name, another project ID and project name. Then I insert data into the worker table, the worker ID, the worker name, another worker ID and worker name, another worker ID and worker name. Now to create a relationship, we have to insert data into the foreign key. I say that worker 1 works in project 1, worker 2 works in project 2, worker 3 also works in project 1. This is a foreign key. The data for that will come from the primary key of another table. The data for that will come from the primary key of another table. This is called as one-to-many association because one project has got many workers. One-to-many. One project has got many workers. Say here in the Java project, we have Alan working and Jim working. So we call it as one-to-many association. One project has got many workers. So we say that this is one-to-many association. One-to-many. One project has many workers. One project has many workers. So it is a one-to-many association. Next, I will create the two tables, the project table and the worker table in the MySQL database. The project table with two columns, the worker table with three columns, and I will create the foreign key. In the worker table, we also have to create the foreign key. I am using the same August 28 database. Create the table with the same structure. Project ID, mark it as primary key. Project ID, you mark it as primary key. And next, you create the worker table. Worker ID, worker name, project FK. Worker ID, you mark it as primary key. Project FK, you index it. Only indexed columns can be marked as foreign key. Only indexed columns can be marked as foreign key later. So you must index this foreign key column. Click on save. Now you must go to the worker table and create a foreign key. Now you must go to the worker table and create a foreign key. Go to the worker table, select the foreign key column, Proj FK, and click on the relation view. Go to the worker table, check Proj FK, click on the relation view. Proj FK, to make it as a foreign key column, you should say that the data for the Proj FK should come from project table, project ID. Proj FK is the foreign key column in the worker table. Data for the foreign key should come from project table, project ID column. You click on save. With that, we have created the foreign key. Now you can see that SQL is generated for the foreign key. Now we have created the two tables, the project table and the worker table. That's a one-to-many association. That's a one-to-many relationship. Now you just go and do a reverse engineering on these two tables in Eclipse. I have earlier explained the code generation procedure. We have three steps to perform. Step 1 is the project setting. Step 2 is the console configuration. And step 3 is the reverse engineering procedure. Step 1 we have done many times before. We have the project setting. Step 2 is the console configuration. That is nothing but the database connection for the August 28 database. We have it already. Now I can directly go and perform the reverse engineering procedure. These two steps no need to perform. We have already done it before. Right now you just go and pull down the reverse engineering wizard and do the reverse engineering. Pull down this wizard and perform the reverse engineering. Selecting the two tables together. Click here and set a new code generation configuration. Set a new code generation configuration. Select the console configuration, what we have created before. Console configuration name is same as the project name. You take the same old console configuration. Output directory you always select it as SRC folder. Now click on reverse engineering from JDBC connection and set up the reverse engineering XML file. Set up the reverse engineering XML file. Create a new reverse engineering file. Keep the file always in the SRC folder. Keep the file always in the SRC folder. But the file name is already existing because we have used the same names before. So I give a new name. I give the name as Hibernate Reverse Engineering 2.xml. You can give any name. Click on the refresh button. Select the two tables together and perform the reverse engineering. Press Ctrl, select project and worker. Click on finish. Select the two tables together and click on finish. So we select the console configuration which we had created for our earlier examples. Output directory you select as SRC folder. Reverse engineering XML you select. Other than that, you give a package name also. If you keep all the code in the default package, it will be difficult to manage the code. So I'll keep the code in a package called as one-to-many. These are the three values you fill here. The console configuration, the output directory, the package, and the reverse engineering XML file. Make sure the four things are correct. Now you click on the export as tab. Under export as tab, you click on domain code mapping file and click on run. Under export as tab, you click on domain code mapping file and click on run. Once you click on the run button, the code will be generated and kept in the one-to-many package. Once you click on the run button, code will be generated and kept in the one-to-many package. You go through the code carefully. Now we can see that a new package is created called as one-to-many. We have total 4 files generated now. the project pojo, the worker pojo, the project mapping file and the worker mapping file. We have total 4 files generated and placed in the one-to-many package. The project pojo, the worker pojo and the two mapping files, the project mapping file and the worker mapping file. This is corresponding to the two tables what we have, the project table and the worker table. We carefully go through the code of the pojos and the mapping file. Now I open the code and have a look at it. If I look at the project class, I'll see that project class makes reference to a collection of workers. That is called as one-to-many association. One-to-many. The project is making a reference to a collection of workers. That is one-to-many association. Now if you look at worker, worker also make a reference to the project. One worker is making a reference only to one project. That is one-to-one association. So from project to worker, it is one-to-many association. From worker to project, it is one-to-one association. We already had association between the two tables by creating foreign key. Now we have association between the two classes. Still now we have association between the two database tables and also the two Pojo classes. Now we have to do the same in the mapping file. We have to explain the relationship between the database tables and the relationship between the Java classes to Hibernate. That is through the XML file. The file is already generated. You can open it and see how the relationships are explained to Hibernate. That is called as association mapping. Now you look at the project mapping file. Just go through it and look at what has been generated. Now you look at the project mapping file and also have a look at the worker mapping file. Have a look at the project mapping file. Carefully have a look at the worker mapping file also. See how the relationships are explained. And this is the project mapping file, which explains the relationship between project and worker. And this is the worker mapping file, which explains the relationship between worker and the project. The project class is mapped to project table, and then we have the project ID, project name. Similarly, we have the worker class, which is mapped to worker table. The worker class has worker ID column, worker name column, and the relationship column, project FK. The worker ID, worker name, and the project FK. That is the foreign key column. ID represents the primary key. In the project class, project ID is the primary key. In the worker class, worker ID is the primary key. The main concept is here. The project is related to a collection of workers. Set means a collection of workers. The data for that will come from the worker table. And we say that it's a one-to-many relationship. From project, we say that we have a one-to-many relationship to worker. One project is associated with many workers. To hold all the workers, we have a collection here. Looking from the other end, it is one-to-one relationship. One worker works on one project. But on a larger perspective, we say that it is a many-to-one relationship. Many workers work on the same project, many-to-one. We have one-to-many relationship between project and worker, and we have many-to-one relationship between worker and project. The relationship column is projfk. That's a foreign key column. The relationship is created through the projfk. That's a foreign key column. I put everything together in this slide. The project class says it has been associated with a collection of workers. One project is associated with many workers. It's a collection, one to many. One worker is associated with only one project. So from project it is one to many. From worker it is one to one. Now you look at the mapping file. One project is associated with many workers, a collection of workers, one to many. The relationship is created through the foreign key, projfk, of the worker table. The project table is associated with the worker table and it's a one to many association. Now if you look at the worker mapping file, worker class is associated with worker table and we have a many to one relationship. Many to one. From project it is one to many relationship. From worker it is many to one. Actually it is one to one. In a larger perspective we call it as many to one. The relationship is created through the foreign key column. Now all the code is automatically generated. We can write the client program. Here you see that I am trying to create a project object and also a worker object. Project ID 1 is Java project, worker ID 1 is John, and you can see that John is working on Java project. That's the association between two objects. We have project object, we have worker object. Worker object is associated with project object. Worker 1 is associated with project 1. The same thing will be generated in the foreign key column. Whatever you have done in the code, Hibernate will persist the same in the database. Hibernate will automatically insert foreign key data. After running this program, you will see that foreign key data will be inserted. Now I have to put the mapping resource in the XML file, in the Hibernate configuration file. The project mapping file and the worker mapping file. Remove the name equal to empty string. I need the session factory also. I'll copy it from somewhere and paste it in this package. Now we have everything ready. We have the Hibernate configuration file, the session factory, the Pojo, and the mapping file. Now it's time to write the client program. We have the project class with some constructor, project ID and project name. Based on that, I'll try to create the project object. We save the project object. I'll use the worker constructor, which takes three parameters: the worker ID, the project object, and the worker name. We create worker table. We insert worker data with worker ID, worker name, and the project foreign data. The project object is P1. I'm inserting project data. I'm inserting worker data. The worker 1 is working on project 1. I create another worker also. Now I run the program and look at the generated SQL. You see that data has been inserted into the project table, the worker table. We have worker ID 1 and worker ID 2 working on the same project. Project 1. That is why we say that it is one-to-many association. One project is associated with many workers. One project is associated with many workers. We call this as one-to-many association. You see the project table, worker table, the project data and the worker data. This is the foreign key. Data for that will come from the primary key of another table. If you carefully look at the mapping files, we have some properties like the inverse property, the lazy property, the fetch property. In the next tutorial, I will speak about these properties: inverse, lazy and fetching, and also the cascading property. The inverse property, the lazy property, the fetching property and the cascading property. For the one-to-many example, after learning these properties, then we'll go for many-to-many example. Still now, I shown one-to-many association example. The one-to-many example between the project and the worker. Now we'll understand the four properties. Later we'll continue with many-to-many example.